Hey, boys and girls, welcome back to another exciting edition of Distinct Voices, Diverse Perspectives with your host, me, Mrs. Inman. All right, you know what to do. You need a mentor text, a pencil, and a highlighter. Okay, my goal today is I can identify how the setting and point of view impacts a story. All right, we're going to do our first read. Turn to page 18. Remember, circle the difficult or unfamiliar words, and then be looking for those three words: surrounded, harbor, shoreline. Okay, are you ready? Gold Country, an excerpt from Staking a Claim by Lawrence Yep. This fictional journal is written from the perspective of Runt, a bookish young teen who travels alone from China to California to help his uncle search for gold during the California Gold Rush. These entries describe events from soon after he arrives. June 18th, San Francisco, or First City. The Golden Mountain is stranger, scarier, funnier, sadder, and more wonderful than I ever imagined. Now that I am here, I will use only the American calendar. When we got off the ship, I thought I was in the middle of a forest, except I could hear the ocean. Then I realized the tall poles were the masts of ships. I was surrounded by hundreds of empty boats. They jammed the harbor like fish in my village pond. I bet I could have walked from one deck to another across the bay. I didn't see any sailors. Instead, I saw laundry hanging from lines as if people were using the boats as houses. Then I saw one ship that literally had a house built on top of it. Maybe all the sailors had left their ships to find gold too. Big, loud machines were pounding logs vertically into the mud a half-kilometer from shore. Real houses perched on top of logs that had already been driven in. Men and machines were filling in the shoreline to make more space. In some places, they weren't even bothering to move the ship, but were just filling the dirt around it. Blessing would have loved the machines. First City nestles at the foot of steep hills between the shore and the hillsides. A few houses lie scattered on the slopes. Instead of building on the hills, they're expanding into the water. Though it's summer, the air is as chilly here as winter back at home. I have to stop now. They're calling for us to register. Okay, so it says right here, blessing, and there's a little one right here. It says that that's a footnote, it's called, and down here it's saying blessing is Runt's older brother, still in China. All right, let's find those words. Okay, in paragraph 2, do we see one of the words that we're looking for? We do. Surrounded. I was surrounded by hundreds of empty boats. Surrounded means that there is something on all sides. If you didn't find it, be sure to circle it and write in the definition. I see the next word that we were looking for. Do you? Harbor. They jam the harbor like fish in my village pond. Harbor means a part of a body of water connected to land where ships can dock. Make sure to circle that if you have not, and to write the definition down. The last word is shoreline. Men and machines were filling in the shoreline to make more space. Here, shoreline is a place where a body of water and land meet. I'm sure that you've all been on a shoreline at some point, whether it's a shoreline of a lake, an ocean, a river. All right. Again, let's review our goal. I can identify how the setting and point of view impacts a story. Remember, setting is where a story takes place. Okay, and point of view, we know what that is. We've been talking about point of view, haven't we? Let's take a look at who is telling the story. Can you see some key clues, context clues? That's right. I. What about we? My. What point of view is this story being told? What? You are right. It's first person. Good job. Those are great clues to tell us what point of view it is. So these are Runt's thoughts and feelings. Setting. Now remember, the setting is where a story is taking place. Okay? So it says, how does this setting influence the narrator's point of view? How does the setting, how does where it's taking place influence Runt's view? Okay, so we've got June 18th. That's part of your setting. And so it tells us it's summer. San Francisco or First City. So it's in San Francisco, California. And it's talking about a description of the Golden Mountain is stranger, scarier, funnier, sadder, and more wonderful than I ever imagined. This is Runt's point of view. It's how Runt feels about where he's at in our story. And then it also talks about that they jam the harbor like fish in my village pond. So he is comparing San Francisco to his home in China. So this is how he sees his setting. Okay, turn to page 20 and 21 in your mentor text. It's your turn now. So what you're going to do is figure out, how does Runt's point of view and the setting impact his meeting Brian? Now it's going to be a different setting from what we just talked about. So I want you to look, and as you read through it, make sure that you highlight your evidence that supports your answer. Please pause here and go ahead and do that. All right, let's take a look. Page 20 and 21. Now, the setting. I already see one thing. Crammed with minors. These are some evidence of your setting. Crammed with minors, in groups, different languages. They are on a boat full of minors that are speaking many different languages. And then the side of the boat is another part of the setting. So Runt is on the boat, crammed with minors that are speaking different languages, and then he goes to the side of the boat. Okay, how does Runt's point of view and setting impact his meeting Brian? Okay, let's take a look at the point of view here. I spun around to defend myself. I saw an American boy with hair the color of fire. What does that tell us? His hair is, yes, it's red. Good job. He looked to be about the age of blessing. He grinned and pantomimed fishing. Anybody know what pantomime means? It means like you're acting out an action. So he's pretending, like if I'm sitting here pantomiming fishing, I'm pantomiming. I'm pretending I'm fishing. I guess he had been thinking some of the same things. Through signs, we learned each other's names. It took a while to work out his name because his name was in reverse. So, grinned and pantomimed fishing. So this is, remember, Runt's point of view. This is what he's seeing. And signs And through signs, we learned each other's names. So it's telling us that they can communicate without speaking. Remember, they're on a boat that everybody's speaking different languages. And Runt is saying, I guess he had been thinking some of the same things. He'd been thinking some of the same things as Brian. And that's another point of view. Runt and Brian are thinking the same thing. Highlight or underline those things if you have not, and make sure you write down the point of view. Go ahead, do that. All right, let's evaluate your learning. I can identify the setting, where the story is taking place, and point of view impacts, and how the point of view impacts the story. Okay? Are you a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1? Make sure you write that up in the corner of your mentor text, and I will see you tomorrow.